Hey fish fans, and welcome to Raina Reviews. Today we are going to be reviewing, finally, the Fantasy 2 monofin by Mertailor. I love it. It's so amazing. Sneak preview. But before we do that, a little bit of housekeeping. Please click to like this video, subscribe, click on the bell so you get notified when I'm putting out new videos. And once again, if you could please check us out on Patreon, because YouTube is demonetizing mermaid channels left, right, and center. So patreon.com/Raina Mermaid. For as little as $2 a month, you can get exclusive content, early access, exclusive merchandise, resources for making your own program plans for mermaid schools, mermaid parties, all kinds of stuff. Or if you're just like interested in seeing behind the scenes, I post a lot of cool stuff there too. And every little bit helps. It helps us continue to keep making awesome content for you. I also want to tell you that today I am wearing a little bit of my Raina Mermaid's Splash and Fashion. This is an octopus that I took an underwater photo of when I was in California, wasn't it? Yeah, it's really cool. Look at the back. It's black light reactive. It is made from recycled plastic right here in Montreal, Canada, and the leftover materials are used to make blankets for the homeless and clothes for the homeless. It's really cool. It's an eco fabric, so it's made as eco-consciously as possible and uses less electricity, less water, less fossil fuels to make. You can check out all of my designs on rainassplashandfashion.com, so it's pretty cool. It's all fair trade as well, because everyone is paid a fair wage for everything you see, and I've designed it, which is cool. These are my photos. I love it. So just wore that today for my own little plug. So yes, finally, we're gonna talk about the Fantasy 2. I love the Fantasy 2 so much that when I put in an order for a custom silicone tail, I asked Mertailor if he would please give me this monofin as a fluke option. And he said yes, which is so great. Okay, well, first of all, my cats love it as much as I do, so you're gonna see some cat hair on it, because cat fur sticks to silicone so badly. It's a beast of a monofin. It's really big. I'd say it's approximately 15 pounds. It's really beautiful and floppy, and it is hand poured, so that means it is made by hand. The silicone is poured. It is covered in cat fur, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, Eric. This is what happens when you have 3 rescue cats. So you are gonna get little imperfections, little tiny air bubbles, little tiny granular things, because it's not factory made. It is hand poured and made with love, which is really cool. So there you go. I'll show you some comparisons between it and the other monofins in just a second. I just want to show you the tailskin I have that goes with it. I've talked about this tailskin before and how much I love these, but this is the Fantasy 2 tailskin that I got. And see, this is a big fluke. You see this? This is like as big as my professional silicone tails. Like, it's a big fluke. It does have a hidden zipper. So hidden, I can't find it at the moment. Oh, there it is. A lot of people have asked to see the zipper up close. So maybe we can do a little close-up on there. It's the same color as the lining, and it's really tricky to see once it's zipped up and the monofin goes in there. This particular monofin, because you have to get it in all these little pieces, it does take a little bit of time and patience to make sure you get it in there. But the monofin fills up the entire fluke, so you're not getting any bubbles. And I'm not sure, it's scuba knit fabric, I think. Anyway, it's super stretchy, super durable. I've used this a bunch. I don't have any pills on it, no rips, nothing. And it's got enough breathability that the water flows through it, so you don't get any kind of bubbling. It shows up really vibrant underwater, really gorgeous. I've used it for an outside photo shoot in the snow, and I've used it in the pool. It's not summer here yet, so I haven't been in the ocean or anything yet, but I absolutely love it. I've seen a lot of other mermaids use them in lakes and the springs. It's just so gorgeous. This is a medium. It does have a great amount of stretch. It's really comfortable. Yeah, I guess there is an elastic band in there. It's really stretchy, so it's good. It does not go see-through when wet. Even though there's light colors, it doesn't go see-through. I find that the water flows pretty well through it, so you don't often get that kind of suction. You know, the suction where you see your knees? You don't often get that. And it just feels so nice. For cleaning it when I'm finished, I literally just soak it in the sink with a little bit of purifying shampoo or clarifying shampoo because it gets the chlorine out. Or if you have scuba shampoo or soap, or if you have bathing suit shampoo or soap or anything like that, you can use that. Or even just Dawn dish soap works, but you just want to give it a good rinse and just kind of, I take it and go like this. Don't put it in your washer and dryer. Just put it under the sink, Give it a little bit of a nice lather like that with the soap so that it gets rid of the chlorine. The chlorine is what eats away at it. And then make sure you open it up. Open up that zipper so that the air can get through. That hidden zipper that is so well hidden, I literally can't find it again. It's here, right? It exists, right? Make sure you open that up so that the air can get through, and you just hang it somewhere where it's gonna dry out nice and well. I like to actually prop parts open with clothespins or something so that the air gets through. But I've used this, and look, there's no stains or anything. It's so nice on the inside. So for comparison, I'm gonna try to do a comparison to show you these. I'm not sure how well this is gonna work because this is a big monofin. This is the Fantasy 2. This is the original Fantasy. There's the size difference we're looking at. See that? It's much, much wider. A little bit longer too. Whew, it's much heavier. I'm doing mermaid workout weights here. This is how I get my muscles. Lifting weights. This is in comparison to the Finis foil. You can see it's much, 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 much bigger. Much stiffer too. It's got better flop, but it's also much stiffer. The pockets on it, way stronger. These will break really easily. It snapped in one of my tails, my she creature tail snapped. This is what it looks like in comparison to the Finis Luna. My cat thinks I'm talking to her because her name is Luna. Again, you can see, much bigger. And this is it in comparison to a Finis Rapid. Pretty close in size, still a little bit bigger. So much heavier. There you go, see? It's even a little bit longer than it is. So for storing this, I actually wouldn't hang it up by the foot pockets. You don't want to put that kind of extra weight on it. Because it is so heavy, I think you would wear your foot pockets out. You might stretch them or change their shape. I would just honestly store it laying it down. It is foldable, so it's going to be a lot easier to pack in your luggage because you can actually fold it. One of my tricks is to use clothespins or clamps to hold it closed in your luggage, so you can actually fold it. You can do that with the Fantasy fin as well. You could probably fit your Fantasy fin in a backpack, honestly. See, it takes up so little room. It's really, really great for traveling. You could probably fit your Fantasy fin in a carry-on. Not sure that you could fit your Fantasy 2 fin in a carry-on. Same thing with this one. It's not quite as heavy, but you don't want to be putting too much weight on that. I'm having such a workout from trying to show you this. So I really like this. It reminds me a lot of my professional silicone tails. I really like the floppiness of this fluke. So in comparison to the Fantasy 2 fin, I actually find this one a lot easier to swim in, but that's because I float. So this helps me sink a lot, and it's a lot heavier than the other one. I'd say it's probably almost close to twice as heavy, maybe not quite twice as heavy, but close to it. I swim a lot easier in heavier monofins because my butt and my feet float so easily, so it keeps me sinking a little bit easier, and because of that, I get a much stronger kick from it. Even though this is floppy, this is still much floppier. The Fantasy 1 is much floppier, and your stiffness kind of ends at the foot pocket. The Fantasy 2, while it's floppy, that stiffness goes to about that first fin, that first point. So that stiffness is going all the way through here. So you're getting a kick from a fin that's about that big, which is pretty much on par with the foil, right? So I'd say that it's definitely on par with the foil. You're getting the kick from that spot. So for me, I found it great. I got a lot of kick from it, but it's floppy enough that I could do flips. In fact, sometimes when I did the flips, I kicked myself in the head because these fun little bits would keep flipping. They do get pretty thin by the ends, so you want to be careful that you're not ripping them or anything, but honestly, they're pretty durable. Cats really love chlorine, so if you are not washing your stuff frequently, your cats might try to chew on it, so make sure you wash it. My cats thankfully did not chew on this, but they have chewed on one of my tails before that had chlorine on it. And again, cat fur will stick to it, sand will stick to it. So for me, I've talked about this before. I am not the strongest swimmer, and I really rely on a good monofin, a really high quality tail, and a lot of weight to help me propel myself. And the Fantasy 2 monofin, for me and my dyspraxia, my chronic pain, and all my issues, is the most comfortable monofin I have ever worn in my life. And it was the easiest monofin for me to swim in. When you see me doing my videos, you can kind of see at first that I'm kind of overcompensating with my knees and my shoulders, like while I try to get the hang of it, because the video that you're seeing is my very first time swimming in it. But then once I got going, and I kind of realized I didn't need to move my legs as much, I could still come more from the hips and more from that dolphin kick. I love when I do this and it looks like a net swimming. It was really great. It really gave me great push. I felt like I had a lot of control. I felt like I could control my buoyancy a lot easier. It's honestly like as close as you can get to the feeling of swimming in a silicone tail without actually having a silicone tail. So I am in love with it. I love it so much. I have more tail skins coming. You can join my group, Raina the Mermaid Sea Fans, and in there we do votes on what I'm gonna buy to review. So I have some more tail skins coming to try out with it, and I'm really, really excited. And you've probably seen on Mertailor's website, there are gorgeous koi ones and beta ones and these ones. I just love them all, and honestly, I can't wait to try this tail in my tank, because silicone tails are gorgeous for tank work, but they're also really cumbersome, and it can take a long time to get in and out of the tank. But if I'm using a fabric tail, I can get in my tank, put the fabric tail on, do my show, take the fabric tail off. I don't have to do this whole trying to wiggle into it backstage and get someone lifting me in and lifting me out, because it just still looks like a silicone tail. It's crazy. I really hope that you will give these tails a chance, because for me, they're just this perfect in-between tail between recreational and professional. And I feel that you can use them for either or. You can do them rec or you can do them pro. And I have huge plans for using them for my company this summer, and for photo shoots, and for tank work, and for parades and stuff, all kinds of stuff. And where it's breathable, like, oh my god, it's so great. Because there's times when you're using your $4,000 or $5,000 silicone tail, you're scared you're gonna ruin it. Whereas something that's fabric is gonna be way more durable, but because of the beautiful monofin and because of the beautiful print, you can get something so professional looking. Like, this blows my mind. I love it so much. If you love it as much as me, or if you want to try it for yourself, you can use my discount code, capital letters, Raina10, RAINA 10, and you can get 10% off on all the fabric tails, all the different types of fabric tails, so you can try them all. Kids, adult, doesn't matter which kind, the neoprene too, I believe. It just doesn't work on silicone products, so it won't work on your monofin, but it'll work on pretty much everything else. His clothing too, all kinds of stuff, so remember, RAINA 10. All capital letters, and I totally hope you'll give this a try. They are made once you order them, so they take a little bit to get to you, so just remember that when you're doing that, when you're putting an order in, that it can take a few weeks. Make sure you check the times, because they might change depending on the busy season or how much staff they have, so just make sure you read all the information on his page. So yeah, I love the Fantasy 2, and I can't wait, because I sold my green silicone Mertailor tail, and I have my first custom tail ever. I've never ordered a custom tail that I've designed before. I've always had someone else design it, or the tail maker do their interpretation of something. So this is my first time designing a silicone tail, and he's making it for me, and I'm getting my Fantasy 2 fin in it. I'm so excited. So thank you so much for checking out my video. Be sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, check me out on Patreon, come and join my fan group, Raina the Mermaid Sea Fans. We have a lot of fun. I really like this tail. I'm just gonna keep singing about it. See you later! Enjoy your day! Ah! I look like Kalulu. Is that how you say it? You can keep that in, it's great. I have some more tail skins for this fin coming. We had a vote in my Raina's Sea Fans group. Raina the Mermaid Sea Fans. I'm gonna re-say that again. No. Cat fur will stick to it, sand will stick to it. Okay, I'm gonna put it down now so I can talk about the swimming bits.
That's cute.